Good afternoon, everyone. I'll take the microphone Good afternoon, everybody. There we go. Thank you for coming, joining us for our last concert of the year before we go into our summer season for the Snow Valley Winds. I know it's warm in here. We'll get going. We were just waiting on a couple of pieces of percussion equipment, and we're almost there. So if you bear with us for just a minute, we're going to take another tuning note because it's toasty in here, and we'll get started off with Fanfare Esprit. My wife's birthday. So our next performance will be on August 23rd for Snoqualmie Days. So put that on your calendar now. We'll be doing, last year we ended up in that little stage over by the brewery. We'll assume that that is the place until we're told otherwise. So, did I patter enough? Yes. All right, here we go. Fanfare Esprit.
Good afternoon. My name is Mike Kerb. I'm the other director of the Snow Valley Winds, and so Dr. Snavely and I will be kind of taking turns back and forth a little bit. The next two are going to be from me. The first one we're going to be playing is titled Voices of the Sky, and it's got a couple of clear things you can kind of pick up on as we go through it, from little sound effects of like twinkling stars in the night sky to a thunderstorm and all sorts of excitement and beautiful tones and colors of sunrise and sunset and in between. So hopefully you can kind of picture some of those things as we play Voices of the Sky. Thank you very much. We're going to move on to our next piece titled Journey Through the Stratosphere. And if that one made you calm, this one is not. This is going to have tons of energy and excitement, and you can imagine how fast the air moves when you're that high up and how fast a rocket has to be going to get you up through all that. So this is high energy, high flying excitement, lots of fingers, lots of fun excitement. Good luck to us. All right, here we go.
This next piece of music is really fun. Gerard Hall is a wonderful new composer, newer composer, and writing a lot band music. He's writing for drum corps now. He has a couple of orchestral pieces. He's started venturing in choral music. Really, really energetic and exciting. This is a movement in a work in four movements. Four movements, thank you. I'm only looking at one page, sorry. Two of which connect. He does a really nice job of kind of making them go right from one to the next. So please enjoy Gerard Hall's Skyward Spirits. thought we had like 5 more pieces left. I'm like, wait, we're done? Here we go. All right, this is fun. So how many of you are familiar with John Philip Sousa? Good, thank you. Whew. Okay, Sousa wrote, I can't even tell you how many, loads and loads and loads of marches. Many of them are known, a whole lot of them are unknown. When I started looking for what we were going to do for our program, we did this Look to the Skies business, and I found one that I couldn't get a copy of in time. So I found this Transit of Venus. Never heard of it. Talked to some of my friends who were like Sousa experts, and they're like, nobody ever plays that piece. And so I'm like, we're gonna. So it's a real interesting history as to why he wrote this, and that Venus has this appearance that comes every certain set of years. And it's a wonderfully fun march, and I'm really, really glad that I discovered it. So please enjoy John Philip Sousa's Transit of Venus. Thank you so much. Like I said, August 23rd in Snoqualmie, during Snoqualmie Days, we, as usual, have a great assortment of treats brought by one and all. So please stay after. If you were in band and you've decided that you don't remember how to play your instrument, number one, you're wrong. Number two, if you don't have it anymore, I'll find you one. And number three, you should start joining us to rehearse, because it is a lot of fun. And we would love to have you with us. Thank you again so much for coming. Thanks, Mike. Thank you, everybody.
The band very much appreciates all the work that you and Mike and April put into it. So we have room for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a great afternoon.